Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. In this video, we're going to be looking at improving and maintaining the strength of our ankles and our feet. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dan. I'm a soft tissue therapist, a personal trainer and a movement specialist based down in Dorset in the UK. So this video actually came about after I shared a poll on my social media channels where I gave people 4 choices of the topic for the next video. And ankle strength actually won with over 50% of the vote. So it's clearly something that's important to you guys. And with good reason, our feet and our ankles are incredibly important. From a movement perspective, I would go as far as to say they're probably the most important part of the body. If you think about it, when you're on 2 legs, everything is originating from that area. So if you've got a weakness here, then it will cause movement dysfunctions elsewhere up the chain. It can cause aches and pains, sometimes debilitating pains in other parts of the body if your ankle isn't strong and stable enough. And it also dramatically increases our injury risk, not just when we're exercising, but when we're going about our day-to-day life as well. But obviously you guys probably know all that, or you wouldn't have tuned into the video in the first place. So let's get on with it and start looking at 5 exercises which are going to help improve the strength and stability of our ankles and our feet. So first up, we're going to be looking at calf strength, and we're going to do a good old-fashioned calf raise. Now I know what you're probably thinking, every video you've ever watched on ankle strength has told you to do a calf raise, and there's a good reason for it. It's incredibly effective. Our calves are really important when it comes to ankle and foot strength. So the calf muscle you can look at in 2 parts. You've got the gastrocnemius at the top here, the big chunky bit, and then the soleus at the bottom, which fits underneath the gastrocnemius. Both of them join into the Achilles tendon at the back here, which passes the ankle joint at the back and actually merges into the plantar fascia underneath the foot. So calf strength plays a huge part in the strength of our ankles. So let's have a look at doing some calf raises. Okay, so calf raise is a pretty straightforward exercise. You simply elevate the foot and lift yourself up like shown in this video, coming up onto your tiptoes. 2 important rules. Rule number 1, do 1 leg at a time so that 1 leg isn't helping the other leg out. And also do it with both straight legs and with bent knees to ensure you're working both the gastrocnemius at the top and the soleus at the bottom. So here you can see the bent knee version. What I'd recommend is starting off, body weight is going to be more than enough. Work up towards being able to do 3 sets of about 15 reps. When you can do that, to make it a little bit harder, you can start adding some weight in. So you could hold a dumbbell, hold a kettlebell, something like that. I'm about to pick up a kettlebell here. Something like that, just to add a little bit more weight. It's really important when you're doing these strength exercises to make sure you are consistently progressing. Otherwise, you don't give the muscles a reason to adapt and get stronger. Okay, for exercise number 2, we're going to do some tibialis anterior lifts. Now, tibialis anterior is actually the opposing muscle to the calf muscles, which runs at the front here along your shin. Now, when you contract your calf, it plants the foot down on the floor like so. When you contract the tib ant, it lifts the foot up like this. So again, it passes the ankle joint at the front here, so it's also incredibly important for ankle strength. So let's have a look at how to do a tibialis anterior lift. So for the tibialis anterior, as I say, we're pulling the foot up towards the shin. So as you can see here, what I've done is elevated the heel, so you've got a good range of movement to be able to pull that foot up. Now this version may actually seem a little bit too easy. So as with the calf raise, start off by aiming for 3 sets of 15. If you can get to that, then to make it harder, add some weight in. So as you can see here, I've stepped up onto a platform to make sure that I've got plenty of room between the floor and the bottom of the weight, and you can use plates, you can use kettlebells, whatever you need. Again, progress up, so work up towards 3 sets of 15 and increase the weight when you can do 3 sets of 15 easily. Adding in those progressions will make sure that you're consistently building strength in all those muscles, tendons and ligaments in the ankle and the foot. So for our third exercise, we're going to combine 2 movements into one. So we've looked at lifting the foot up this way, and we've looked at planting it down that way. So it makes sense to then also do this and this, to ensure that we're strengthening the ankle up in all different directions. So for this one, you are going to need a resistance band, which you can pick up dirt cheap online, or you can find in your local gym if you're a member of a gym. Okay, so let's have a little look at how to use a resistance band to strengthen up the ankle in those directions. So we're starting off here with eversion, taking the foot and the ankle out to the side. So all I've done is tied the resistance band to the pole and then created enough resistance on the foot to make sure I'm getting a bit of resistance as I pull the foot out. And I'm then going to swap sides and do inversion, so coming in the other direction, bringing the foot inwards. What you'll notice in both cases, I'm not just turning the ankle, I'm also pointing the sole in or out. Again, 3 sets of 15, then increase the resistance on the band, use a stronger band or move further away from the pole to create more tension, and this is going to help build up the strength on the outside and the inside of the ankle joint. Okay, so that's the boring exercises out of the way. Let's move on to having a little bit of fun and making things a bit more interesting. So for exercise or movement number 4, what we're going to do is we're simply going to stand on one leg. Now, standing on one leg and balancing is one of the best ways to build up strength and stability in our ankles and in our foot. So the first most basic level is simply stand on one leg, okay? So take one foot off the floor, soften the knee so that you're not standing with your knee locked, and just let your feet and ankles make all the adjustments that they need to make to keep you upright. If you can hold this for a minute on both sides, then it's time to progress. So the next progression would be to do it with your eyes closed. So again, stand on one leg, soften the knee and close the eyes. And as soon as you take away that point of reference that's helping you balance, it suddenly becomes so much harder, and it means your ankles and your foot are making loads of adjustments to help keep you upright, which means they're constantly strengthening all those tissues. Again, work up to being able to hold for a minute on each leg. Now the third progression on this is where we can really start having a little bit of fun. So let's grab something. Let's grab my keys here. These are a great thing to use. So stand on one leg, and what we're going to do is we're going to drop them and we're going to go down and pick them up without the other foot touching the floor. Okay, drop them on the other side, go down, pick them up with the right hand. Okay, and then another way you could take it even further is you could get a helper along to start throwing things to you. So you could stand on one foot and you could get them to throw a ball, and you have to move around and catch it. Up, down, high, low, stuff like that. It's a great way to build strength and stability in our ankles and feet, and actually have a little bit of fun with it at the same time. So you can get really creative with this one. So as you may be able to tell, when it comes to feet and ankles, it's something that I'm incredibly passionate about. I could have gone on for hours in this video talking through all sorts of different strength training exercises, stretches and different activities that will help you get the best out of your ankles. But the reality is, you've all got real lives to get back to, so I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible and finish up with, for me, the most effective way to build up strength in our feet and our ankles, and that is to go walking or running off-road on uneven terrain. So for me, this is one of the most effective ways to build up the strength in your ankles and in your feet. When you're off-road, every single landing is slightly different, which means on every step, the muscles, the ligaments and the tendons are having to make small adjustments to account for that difference in terrain, which means every single step you're getting a little bit stronger. Now, the benefits of this are going to be even better if you can do it wearing flat, unsupportive, minimalist footwear. So I'm doing this in barefoot shoes, as you can see. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you to wear supportive footwear when you're off-road, and I get that for longer adventures, but actually if the shoe is doing all the work for you, then those muscles, tendons and ligaments have no reason to adapt and no reason to get stronger. Okay, so there you have it. That is 5 exercises and activities to help strengthen up your ankles and your feet. Now, as a little bonus tip, you'll notice in a lot of those exercises I was completely barefoot, and there's a good reason for that. Our feet have got a huge amount of nerve endings in them, so a simple way to actually strengthen up your feet and ankle is to spend more time barefoot. When you do that, you're improving the connection between the nervous system and all the muscles and ligaments that support that joint. So spending time barefoot is a great way to actually just build up more strength in that area. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope you found it useful. Please give me a like on the video if you did like it, and leave a comment if you've got any questions, or feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to have more of a conversation about this topic. As I say, there is a lot more I could have covered. And please remember to subscribe to the channel to help the channel grow, and to also make sure you don't miss notifications for future videos. Thank you again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.